So the Xbox Series X and PS5 are just around the corner, and if you're like me, then you've done a little bit of research into which one of these two consoles is the best. I'm here today to make the case that I think the Xbox Series X is objectively better than the PlayStation 5. Now, before we get stuck into the reasons that I've come up with, I want to predicate this whole thing by saying that I'm not going to directly compare specs individually with one another, because you can pretty much be here all day talking about gigahertz and teraflops and gigabytes and all sorts of other fun things. Rather, we're going to be looking at specs, design, features, just all these areas as a whole to try and get a more all-rounded picture of which one of these two consoles is the best. So when you first look at these two consoles, the one thing that's the most striking is the design. Now, for me, I think the Series X design is much better than the PlayStation 5's, mainly because look at the size of that console. Now, I've already spoken to some people who have space set out for their Series X already and are worried that the PlayStation 5 won't fit into their current media center, even when it's laid down on its side. Now, the photograph that was posted from the PlayStation production line shows the PS5 being about the size of an adult's torso. Now, if you don't have a dedicated space for each individual console and you use like a cubbied media center or something, it may be a bit of a problem whenever you try to fit the PlayStation 5 in there, especially in terms of things like cooling. Even if you do manage to squeeze the thing in there, there's nothing to say that the cooling won't be inadequate in a small cubby like that. Now, the Series X, on the other hand, while it is a bit of a fridge of a console, I really like the design. I think the fact that it's the same length as an Xbox One X pretty much means that it's going to fit in the most media centers already whenever it's laid on its side. Now, second of all, the controller design. Now, I think the PlayStation 5 controller was pretty polarizing. Whenever it came out, some people loved the new design and some people hated it, but the first thing that I noticed when I saw it was that the touchpad was still there. Now, I think it's pretty much universally accepted at this stage that the touchpad on the PS4 controller wasn't the most successful addition to the PlayStation controller, and it wasn't really used all that much throughout the console's life cycle. So I'm kind of confused as to why they added the touchpad onto the PlayStation 5 controller. If people didn't really use it before, then I don't really see many developers diving in and making full use of it now. I mean, ultimately it just became a massive start button, and I think that's kind of what it's destined to end up as on the PlayStation 5 as well. So yeah, its inclusion in the PS5 controller is a bit odd. Now, for me, the Series X controller is just an iteration on the already successful Xbox One controller, which in turn was an iteration on the successful Xbox 360 controller. Microsoft are on to a really good thing with their controller, and I think that the addition of the share button, while most people won't use it, I mean, it's not really taking up as much space as a touchpad, and there are a few ergonomic changes as well as supporting things like the adaptive controller so that people of all abilities can enjoy playing games. Now, I know I said I wasn't directly comparing specs, but I'll absolutely rush through this part by saying that the specs of the two, when laid side by side, the Series X does kind of nudge it out. Now, I know that it's only by a small margin, and some people are starting to talk about things like cores and stuff to try and get PlayStation ahead of the Series X. However, when it comes to things like ray tracing and things like graphic fidelity and 4K 120 FPS gaming, gamers nowadays, or at least a subsection of them, really do care about the fidelity of their games, so any small edge that any console would have over the other could potentially mean an improvement to the fidelity of games that people are playing. So I'm giving that one to the Series X. Now, the second last point that I've got here is Game Pass. Now, whenever you stack Game Pass alongside PS Now, I think it's pretty clear to say that Game Pass is the clear winner. Now, while PlayStation Now does have a streaming service tacked onto it, which is kind of covered by xCloud on the Microsoft side, Game Pass has shown to be invaluable for people that have taken up the subscription service because of the amount of day one releases that have ended up on the service. Games like Gears of War 5, The Outer Worlds, and in future Halo Infinite on both the Series X and the Xbox One were or are going to be day one launches on Game Pass. That means that with the cost of a brand new console, which at the start of a generation can be pretty expensive, a Game Pass subscription I think is going to be invaluable at the start of a new console generation. Since a new generation is usually the most expensive time to buy a console, you don't have to worry about skimping out on brand new releases in order to save some money with a Game Pass subscription. And the last point that I'm going to make today is about backwards compatibility. Now, the PlayStation 5 has been confirmed to be backwards compatible with only the PS4, with further backwards compatibility being achieved through the streaming service on PS Now. Now, the Xbox Series X has been confirmed to be the most backwards compatible console ever, being not only compatible with the entire generations of Xbox that have come before it, but also with the peripherals of previous Xbox consoles as well. That means when you pick up a brand new Series X, you can use your existing Xbox One controllers, you can use your 360 controllers, you can probably even connect a Kinect to it, I would imagine, with the right adapters. It means that if you already have an existing library of games that you enjoy, or you're looking to dive into a backlog of games from an older generation, that you can do so through picking up this brand new console. It also means that you don't have to replace every peripheral that you already have and enjoy to get stuck into a brand new console generation. Now, that is probably the biggest one for me, considering that I really like diving through older games. I love the 360. 360 is probably one of my favorite consoles of all time, and the ability to be able to buy a Series X and just pop in my Xbox 360 games and have the power of the Series X available to those games so that I can take advantage of improved load times, possibly some sort of upscaling, and I can use like the original Xbox 360 controller. I mean, that's just a winner for me, really. So anyways, those were my reasons why I think that the Xbox Series X is objectively better than the PlayStation 5 at the moment. Now, at the time of recording this video, we are still hearing more exclusives trickling out for both, and obviously the proof of which one of these consoles is going to survive is going to be in the games rather than in the hardware themselves. And also, I'm not trying to gatekeep anyone from enjoying a PlayStation 5 or a Series X. If you like one over the other, then more power to you. You go out and enjoy whatever console that you want to enjoy. That's the best thing about gaming. You can just go out and pick up whatever you want and have loads of fun playing games with your friends. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you would like to chat to me some more about video games, I stream on Twitch and on YouTube every now and then, so make sure to follow all the links in the description, as well as jump over to our Discord where we have over 200 members. We all love Xbox, we talk about achievements and gaming and Minecraft. It's just loads of fun. Make sure to follow all the links down below if you want to chat and hang out with an awesome community. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.